One of the most pressing challenges facing humankind is the destruction of the tropical rainforests, those deep green ecosystems that lie around the equatorial regions of our planet. If we're going to do this, then evidently a huge challenge is at hand. It's a political challenge, it's an economic challenge, it's a social challenge. And if we wish to be able to participate in an effective way in that, we need to think about ways in which people can play a part through their individual actions. And probably the most important thing that we can all do to play some role in stopping deforestation is through the impact we have as consumers. So quite a lot of the reasons why the tropical rainforests are being cut down at the moment is because of the demand, massive global demand for soybeans, for animal feed, for beef that's going into the supply chains globally, and oil palm, which is one of the world's most important sources of vegetable oil. Those are amongst the reasons why. Some of it's being converted into paper, growing plantations away from natural forest. So on all of these commodities, consumers can do something by engaging with the companies that supply those things into the market and asking that they ensure that their policies are zero deforestation policies. So if you have a company, a supermarket that's supplying meat, for example, or vegetable oils, and they don't have a zero deforestation policy, then don't shop there. And very soon, if you did that, especially if you shared that choice on social media, I think you'd find that change follows quite quickly in terms of how those companies are prepared to use their brand and their leverage to demand different standards in the products that they're putting into the things that they are selling to you. Another thing we can all do is to be politically active, to support our governments and our elected representatives to be doing more to support the people of the rainforest in particular, but also encouraging the governments of rainforest countries to be doing more to slow down the damage that's being done. And actually, it's that community level probably where we have the strongest hopes, having seen the impact of empowered indigenous communities in South America and how they are able to hold the line. One thing we can all do politically is to help those groups to be able to maintain control of forest land. You can do that via NGOs that are supporting those communities, or you can do it via speaking to the politicians that in turn speak to the politicians of those countries, insisting that the land rights of the indigenous peoples are respected. And then, of course, we can all change our personal behavior. Simply consuming less is probably one of the least appreciated environmental messages that we all need to hear. In a world of more and more obsessed with growth, actually less is the route to how we are going to solve a lot of these problems. And one thing we can all consume less of is wood. Used to be one of the reasons why the tropical rainforests were being cut down so rapidly. These days less so, but nonetheless, the more we all consume, the more pressure we put on all ecosystems, including the tropical rainforests. And bear in mind that some of them are still being cleared in order to make way for mines to get metals. Many of those metals are finishing up in these kinds of products, which we all now rely upon. So if you're going to get anything like this, make it last. And if you do have to get rid of it, make sure it gets reused or recycled.